Indoor roses need lots of direct sunlight in order to produce flowers. At least 4 hours of direct sunlight will be needed by your roses for them to produce blooms. Indoor roses should also be kept thoroughly moist, but never allow your plant to stand in any water. You want to keep them moist because in order for them to really produce and support these flowers, they need to have a lot of moisture at the root level. But it's very important not to let your rose stand in any water, which could lead to root rot. Because I grow my indoor roses on a sunny windowsill, I check them every day to make sure that they remain moist. Because if they dry out even a little bit, you'll see the flowers immediately start to wilt. And if the flowers wilt, it really reduces the lifespan. When choosing a rose to place on your windowsill or on your patio, it's always better to choose a variety that's in a miniature, because it means that the growth of the plant will be naturally compact. It also means that you won't need a large container in order to house your rose. One of the major drawbacks to growing roses indoors for me is that roses generally are very pest prone. And one of the biggest pests I've had on my indoor roses indoors has been spider mites, followed by aphids. Those two insects are really the bane of my existence when it comes to growing roses indoors. Because their leaves are so small, it's almost impossible to do anything, like remove pests by hand, like for example I would on a alocasia, where it's easy to wipe off the leaves. So pest control on roses really requires you to use a fungicide or a pesticide that would be chemical based, which is not really like the way I like to do things, but in this instance is really the best way to go about it. So as soon as you notice any spider mites on the leaves, your plants need a spray. And what I sometimes do is I do a preventative spray. So I'll spray them even if they don't have any pests on them at that moment, just to act as a preventative measure. Fungal infections can also be an issue on indoor roses, especially in higher humidity. That's why it's always important to keep the humidity around your roses relatively low. They're not the same as other tropical houseplants which needs high humidity. It's quite easy to see fungus on roses because you'll have yellow or black blotches in the leaves. I fertilize my indoor roses with a balanced universal houseplant food, but I also use blooming houseplant food fertilizer in order to really encourage the flowers. Propagating your indoor roses are quite easy. It's the same as doing a normal rose propagation. I will do a separate video where I will show you how to propagate your roses from cuttings. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.